Starscream Kills presents, in a Geeky Guy production. Last night I was playing MTGO, or Magic the Gathering Online, and one of the opponents that I was playing was someone who went by a screen name of AvatarOfJustice. Now, I just previously had been playing someone, I think, Marble 19, and they had essentially a Grixis burn deck, and so they started off by playing lands and no creatures because it was Burst Lightning, Lightning Bolt, Terminate, Lightning. It was a very vicious deck, and if they hadn't been landlocked, I would have lost the game. You will see a fair amount of that game and how they really shut down my deck in my Vamp It Up sections. But at any rate, the AvatarOfJustice was a person who just didn't understand the game mechanics of Magic Online. They understood Magic the Gathering, but not that format and how to get the controls down. And so I would like to dedicate this to them because we talked quite a bit during the game, and come to find out through the instant chat that they had been out of Magic for 10 years. Their cards were up in the attic because I suggested mirror decking, where I have the same deck online as I have in the real. That way I can get as much exposure with it. And they said their cards were old and so forth. And I had been out for 13 years and have just gotten back in, and I've been back in now for maybe like 2 months. And so I'd like to dedicate this series, because I don't find too many online tutorials on how to use Magic the Gathering Online. They do have helpful help staff, but sometimes you need just a little bit more than that. So at any rate, this is to the AvatarOfJustice and all the persons like him. To you people. I would like to do a quick tutorial on Magic Online, because this has become my favorite way to play the game now, partly because you don't ever need a rule judge to figure things out, and it gives you good form. One of the things when I was in the Marines about learning to do weightlifting was good form was more important than the amount of weight you could put up. And so Magic Online is beautiful for giving you good form. So you go ahead, you install the software. It will feel weird because you don't pay any money, at least usually initially. You may pay like $9 or something for this Planeswalker deck, and I think you get a few boosters or something like that, and that's all she wrote. So the point is, it feels weird because there's no monthly deal or any of that, and that is true. They just get you through the traditional Magic stuff, which is that your cards circulate out of use. So you download the software, you set it up, you set up with the username. Like I said, I biffed mine up. I was supposed to put Starscream Kills. I did that, and then I screwed up that account. That name got locked, so I ended up with this one, and then you log in. And it's connected. Okay. Makes a happy little noise, and that's how you know you're up. And then you've got your main home window. You can always click down here on home and it will kick this up. So you have menu, which is most of this stuff here. There's community, there's clubs and clans and buddies and playing and cards and so on. So what I do is you start off with your collection. And so there I've got a number of event tickets. Event tickets are how you really do trading in this game. One event ticket is $1, and that's sort of the payment method du jour in this format. So everything is like, well, I bought a bunch of Dragon Skull Summits, and they were like 3 ticks a piece. So, and that was an expensive card. So then you can set it up. So I like to see all my standard. I used to do M10, but now standard because of Zendikar. And so shows here's all my M10 stuff. Note I worked hard to get my 4 Vampire Nocturnus, 4 Royal Assassins. I have a number of things. You flick through your virtual cards. Let's see, where's the Nightmare? See, there's a foil. See how it kind of shimmers? That's how you know you've got a foil card. So, at any rate, you go through all of these, so on. Now, if you did do it by, say, M10, then it would do black, blue, green, red, white.
basically in alphabetical order, except artifacts or colorless is at the tail. And so, you know, special things like dual lands, I worked hard to get 4 Drowned Catacombs, 4 Dragon Skull Summits, these kinds of things. So, any rate, and what it is you own so much, and then you can click up and down on these to say how many you're willing to trade. Like I said, most people just worry about tickets. So, going back to, and there we go, the tickets. Now, so that's basically an introduction to your collection. You do a deck editor, and you bring up, you can do it by numbers. I like pile by name, and so this time it brought up my vampires deck that I've been showing with the blood tribute modification and some of these things down here. So also notice, see, there's the Malakar Blood Witch. See how she shimmers because she's a foil. And so you can do things here. You can, since it's a standard construction deck, that you can go through here. You can do things like let your white cards be shown, your blue cards, your black, red, green, and colorless. Or you can say push the green one, and now all the green cards will be hidden. The red ones, the blue ones, the white. Because basically black and colorless is the only thing I care about. The only thing really colorless here is the Piranha Marsh. The swamps, though technically colorless, will show up with black because they're related. So then you can build your deck and put it together, and a sideboard. In this case I have 15 cards. And then I mirrored it with its actual incarnation here in the Physical. So if I actually can get out this Friday, I actually can play with this deck, and now I've actually played about 4 games with this deck, so I feel quite confident. So even though I put it together, see, I was able to play it in my PJs or whatever you want, or I guess nothing if that's your way you like to roll, and you actually have now a good understanding of how your deck's going to play on Friday Night Magic, and that's pretty cool. So you don't have to wait about going to the local game store and putting up with that if that's a hassle. In a lot of cases, you know, it's buy my cards or I'm not your friend or don't hang out here. I even, someone tried to spike me today or charge me with things at local game stores. So that's why I like to do things remotely, because it's just players, and players are good people. I like players a lot. I am one. They're great people. So now I'm going to talk about trading in another video.